Hello, my name is Morgan Ward, and I will be presenting information for students who qualify for services under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. So first, we're going to talk about the referral process. And so the referral process is basically any suspicion that leads us to believe that this student qualifies for special education. This has to be supported with documentation and artifacts, such as any information gathered during an evaluation or any student work samples. It also has to show an evidence of past interventions not working out. So these students have to go through the RTI process, and they have to go through tier 2 or tier 3 instruction and show that the interventions have not worked before taking this discussion to the parents. And their parents has to show documentation on file that they understand the evidence that has been used to support the decision to think that their student might qualify for special education services, and they must be formally notified, and they have to have parental consent. When going through the evaluation process, this shows what type of, services the student is going to get. And it establishes within a particular time frame what the educational needs of the student is. After that, there has to be eligibility determination. And so, after several assessments and different evaluations, then people will determine what the specific disability is. And, this doesn't come at any cost, any additional cost to the parent. After that, there has to be a formal IEP put in place, which is an individual education plan that determines the needs of the students, what support measures are in place, who is going to be providing what services, how their services is going to be carried out and for the duration of time. And it'll outline goals for the student, both short-term and long-term goals, which will be revisited every year. Because there is so much that goes into this process, there must be heavy parent and student involvement. The student has to have a voice in this because they are a part of the process. And so considering their needs and making sure that we are taking into consideration the changes that take place and the things that they say to us and the things that we observe is going to be very important when keeping up-to-date information when these annual reviews come into play. In addition to this, we also have to consider what the parents' needs and concerns are. They are a very integral part in this whole process. And so they have to be able to have a voice. They have to be able to advocate for their student and also ask questions about what services the student qualifies for, if there are any other measures that can be put in place, or if there's any other support measures outside of the school that the student can be provided. In addition to this, there are also other procedural safeguards, prior written notice, and related services that will be put in place in addition to what the student already has in place outlined in their IEP. Now, it is very important to make sure that when we are carrying out the services outlined in this IEP, that we are doing this with fidelity. And so maintaining that professionalism is going to be very important. Doing it with fidelity means that whatever is outlined within the IEP has to be done to a T. So we have to make sure the correct people are in place to give these services to the students. We have to make sure that for the specified duration of time, it is given to the students and it is given to the service every day that is outlined in the IEP. In addition to this, we have to make sure that the shared goals are being continuously referenced between the teacher and the parent. There needs to be an up-to-date record of how the student is making progress with these goals. Because of this, we're going to have to give ongoing feedback between the teachers, with the parents, and any other support measures to make sure that we are keeping count of different behavior, academic performance, or any emotional development that's taking place during this time. And because of this, we have to have a very specific action plan that will help the parents and the teachers work together to make sure that the needs of the student is being carried out in an effective way. Because of this partnership with the parent and the teacher, there has to be clear and consistent communication with the parents to let them know any updates. There needs to be confidentiality with the student's IEP and making sure that that information doesn't get to people who play no role in this process in terms of providing support measures to the students. And we have to make sure that there is a least restrictive environment, which means that they are getting the same type of quality of education as any other student. Thank you.